Greetings and welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of the Doctor Bringus Show. I'm your host, as always, Doctor Bringus. I think it's time that we talk about my least favorite thing in the whole world, the singular aspect that has tied together every topic that we've talked about thus far, and the one thing that is a total constant in everything that annoys me about both political and popular culture. Yes! Today is the day we get to talk about professional victimhood. See, a professional victim is a person who goes through their entire life where their identity is victim. Be it society, be it their job, be it capitalism, be it sexism, be it whatever. Somehow their life hasn't worked out, and it's never their fault. It's everything else's fault. I didn't pass this class, I didn't get this promotion, I'm not at the lot in life that I want to be in. Maybe I should look at myself and consider whether or not I've put forward enough effort and done enough steps correctly in order to warrant and earn actual success. Or I could just sort of fold my arms and say, well, I never had a chance to begin with because I'm a victim. You need to feel bad for me because I'm a victim. I'm not the one who's at fault here. It's society. Don't expect my happiness to be my responsibility. It's not my responsibility. It's society's responsibility. And if I'm not completely happy, it's your fault and everyone else's. You know, I think about this a lot. I think about this whole idea of a professional victimhood identity, and I get really mad about it. But as of late, I've been thinking to myself, is there something to all this? You know, responsibilities suck quite a lot, and if you kind of go through life being the only person responsible for your health and well-being and, position in life, it's pretty exhausting, and when you do poorly, you've got no one to scapegoat. See, but then that leads us into a problem. I'm heterosexual, I'm white, I'm a man. What kind of oppressed group could I possibly be in? I think this calls for just a little bit of research, so let's check it out. Ooh, okay, I can work with this. So I'm mildly overweight, not enough that it's actually affected my health or overall well-being or happiness in any way whatsoever, but apparently I can work with it. If that's the only way that I can be oppressed, then I'm in. I wonder though, what are some examples of thin privilege? I want to look into that to see how you people have been oppressing me even if you and I didn't know it. Okay, great. They got an article called 22 Examples of Thin Privilege here on everydayfeminism.com. Let's check a few and make sure that we meet the criteria for avoiding thin privilege. Number 3, when you're at the grocery store, people don't comment on the food selection in your cart in the name of trying to be helpful. That's never fucking happened to me, not one time. And if it did, I think the other person would just be a bad person. So I don't know that that's quite a privilege deal, but alright. Number 9. When you go to the doctor, they don't suspect diabetes or high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or other weight-related in quotes, diseases as the first/most likely diagnosis. See, but those diseases are weight-related, so if you're overweight, you're at much higher risk for those diseases, which means a doctor would ask about those diseases. That makes sense to me, but I guess it's just privilege. Number 13. Airlines won't charge you extra to fly. This one I like too. The idea is that there's only a certain amount of space on an airplane, and if you take up more than one seat, they still have to sell that seat, and no one else can buy it but you. This has been the funniest fucking overweight person complaint that I've ever heard. That's like when people complain that plus-size clothing costs more. Yeah, it costs more to buy because it uses more material to make it. Okay, hold on. I'm making a mistake here. The point of this wasn't to deconstruct thin privilege. It's to show that I don't have thin privilege so that I can stop taking responsibility for my happiness and well-being. I don't know that I can accomplish that on the internet, so it looks like I'm gonna need to find a thin person. I never thought this day would come, but I guess that means it's time for a Doctor Bringus on the Street special report. Get me from a good angle here. Make sure, you know what? Flip the screen around because I want to see.
Hey, no, it's cinematography.
No, man, I'm setting it up like a newscast.
I got it.
Do you?
Yes.
Can you see me on the right side and that at an angle on the left side?
Yes.
Because that's what I'm looking for. Give me a decent amount of headroom. So just like maybe that much above my head.
Okay.
All right? Okay. Well, excuse me, one of us went to journalism school, so... Okay, it's hard to do. Welcome, everybody, to the very first Dr. Bringus on the Street special report, here in Lawrence, Kansas. Behind me is the Hawks Point 2 apartments. There lives a person I know who is wrought with thin privilege. We're going to talk with him and see what the thin life is all about. Let's go. Get us like jogging. We're pulling up on him now. No, man. All right, we're coming up on the apartment of my friend Jay. He is actually significantly underweight, which means he should be significantly overprivileged. Here's his door right here. We're gonna try and see if he's at home. No, we can tripod this part. All right, folks, we're here at Jay's door. We're gonna make sure he's home. Jay, Dr. Bringus of the Doctor Bringus Show, our first on the street special report.
What's up? I'm a little sick.
You're a little sick? Are you too sick to be on the first ever Dr. Bringus on the Street special report interview series?
I don't suppose so.
May we come in?
Yeah. Take off your shoes.
All right, folks, we're heading inside. Upon entering the house, you find out immediately that thin people tend to live pretty messy. At first glance, Jay might seem like a regular, lanky, hipster-type guy, but I think that there's more to it under the surface. His early request for us to take off our shoes seemed odd, but we complied out of respect. Time to get to the bottom of thinness and thin privilege. We come to you now from the inside of Jay's apartment on this Dr. Bringus on the Street special report update. We're waiting on him right now. He's grabbing a couple of glasses of water for us. When he comes in and sits down, I want to talk to him about thinness, thin privilege, and the thin lifestyle. And hopefully we can use some of the techniques of professional victimhood that we've learned through the course today in order to make this conversation more beneficial for us. Jay, thank you once again for coming and sitting down with us and letting us use your home for the interview.
Glad to be here.
Now, Jay, just to start off, so our audience understands, how much do you weigh exactly?
Odd question. Usually 150, 155 on a good day.
150-ish, we'll say. At that weight, what is life like? How would you say life is for a person at a weight like 150?
Well, it's kind of a struggle to keep weight on, actually. I have to eat a lot and work at eating, I suppose, if that's something to work at. My doctor tells me that I'm about like 10 to 15 pounds light. So it's something that I have to work on.
This is a classic and obvious case of thin privilege where he doesn't understand that he hasn't taken my feelings into account. So I'm going to start to dial up the professional victimhood a little bit and see if I can show him where he's gone wrong.
Words you got pranked with. Very helpful in these times.
Okay, hold on. Let's just wait just a second, okay? I want to point out what I think that me and all the viewers have noticed, but why is it that you think it's okay that you haven't asked me one time about my weight or my condition or how happy I am at my size? You just think it's okay to sit in here on this couch and eat in front of me and not one time consider my feelings during this whole exchange. You haven't asked me how I'm doing once. Did you ever consider that living at my weight might be a challenge? You never once thought to yourself that that's something worth asking me about. You know, I have to deal with a whole lot of stuff, okay? I have to go through life in a way that's very difficult, and I don't think you're giving me that kind of respect. What would you say to those accusations, sir?
Do you want to?
Okay, you know what? Pack the fucking camera up. Absolute and total success. Just like that, I was able to make the entire conversation about me and make myself the center of attention. Professional victimhood works. So that's the story for today, friends. By using professional victimhood and pointing out the unfair advantages of others, you can do anything. You can be a superhero. All the self-esteem in the world is yours. Dr. Bringus on the Street special report. That's going to do it for us here. Back to you in the studio. We got it?
What?
You done? We're all set?
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure, if you want.
Were you recording?
What?
You weren't recording.
What?
What are you, fucking stupid? I've been here all fucking day. I'm like talking to myself out here. I'm fucking doing this for no reason. I don't want to fuck. You know, everybody has a different opinion, but as far as I'm concerned, journalism is at like an all-time high right now. I mean, come on. That is going to do it for this week's Dr. Bringus show. Go ahead and leave a comment, like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Dr. Bringus. Look at this beautiful girl. I mean, she's been bothering me through the whole video, but look at her. She's like spooky. She's like a real Halloween cat. Thank you very much for watching, as always. Please share the video so that I can get a little bit more exposure, and I'll continue to put out new content every Tuesday. So until next week, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.